Reality television is notorious for introducing new, crazy, game-changing twists each season to keep things interesting and to create buzz about the show. Survivor and Big Brother do it all the time. Edge of Extinction, ew. And Drag Race is no exception to this, with the last few seasons especially of both the mainline series and All Stars bringing in lots of changes to the regular formula. Drag Race purists get more and more frustrated with these format changes, but not all of them have been mega flops, and some of them have actually greatly improved the series as it has progressed into the mainstream. Today, we are going to break down the good and the bad and the ugly and rank the top 5 best and the top 5 worst twists in Drag Race herstory. Comment below what you think the worst and the best are going to be. Let's see if you get it right. Also, of course, this is just my opinion. And what does my opinion mean in the grand scheme of things? Absolutely nothing. So I'm going to be looking at this more along the lines of like what helped to make Drag Race the cultural staple that it is now, not necessarily which ones I personally enjoyed the most. But before we get into that, make sure you're following me on my Instagram and my Twitter, as well as check out the Patreon if you are able. We have a draft going on right now for All-Star 6, and there are some patron-only videos up there as well, and I have a couple surprises planned for later in the month, so go check that out. It is a great way to help support the channel. Alright, do you want the good news or the bad news first? How about both? Because our number 5 worst twist of RuPaul's Drag Race is the lip sync assassin twist from All Stars 5. But wait, I'm throwing in my own twist. It's also ranking as the number 5 best twist. Hear me out. When it first debuted on All Stars 5, it was a good concept. Obviously, producers were piggybacking off the runaway success of like The Masked Singer, and having this big dramatic reveal of a fan favorite lip sync assassin each week was definitely exciting and fun. But the problems just came with the execution. Now, we did get to see all-time greats like Alyssa Edwards, Kennedy Davenport, Vanessa Vanjie Mateo, and Morgan McMichaels come back and put on yet another show for viewers. And yeah, while this idea was great in theory, it fell short in a couple of ways. The first glaring issue with the twist was that the songs that these lip sync assassins were given, a lot of the times just weren't up their alley. Like, who on earth wanted to see Kennedy Davenport lip sync to Reba McEntire or Vanjie lip sync to Madonna? It felt like a lot of the song choices weren't playing to the strengths of the lip sync assassins. Another issue was that there was really no incentive for the lip sync assassin to win. The queen competing on the season wins $10,000 if they win the lip sync. But the assassin wins nothing. So it felt like a lot of the assassins they chose just weren't at the top of their game, and they weren't trying that hard. Alyssa, Kennedy, and Monet specifically. The last issue was that this new twist got rid of the old lip sync for your legacy twist. We'll talk about that later, where 2 top all-stars would win each week and then get to lip sync. That left for a large array of the queens on the season to get their chance to lip sync for a win. But with this new format, we go back down to 1 queen winning per week, and because of the win distribution on All Stars 5, only 4 queens out of the 10 actually got to participate in this twist. Overall, it was just very anticlimactic. And on All Stars 5, it left fans missing the previous Lip Sync for Your Legacy twist from previous All Stars seasons. But when they brought back the twist on All Stars 6, producers seemed to have listened to the qualms fans had with the twist because, in general, it was greatly improved. And the twist actually works great on this particular season. So far, all of the assassins feel like they are fighting for the win, lip-syncing to songs in their wheelhouse, and with a different challenge winner for the first 6 episodes, it feels like a much larger portion of the queens on the season get to experience the twist. This twist flopped on one season, but has been triumphing on another. So for that reason, it is both the number 5 worst and the number 5 best twist in Drag Race herstory. Let's jump to the number 4 best twist in Drag Race, and that is the split top 2 premieres from both season 12 and season 13. Now, on season 12, the cast is split in half, with 7 queens competing on one episode and then 6 in the other. When this had happened previously on season 6, one queen went home each episode, and it made for a lot of drama since there was nowhere to hide in such a small group. But what season 12 does brilliantly is fake out the queens, telling each of them that they are safe until we're down to our top 2 queens of the week, except they think that they're about to lip sync for their lives. The look of confusion and disappointment is all over their faces, as with their positive critiques, they thought they were safe and in the clear. Rue then tells them that no one is going home and that they are the top 2 queens who get to lip sync for the win. This twist worked so well because it gave us a lot more time with the queens, especially the ones who went home early. Dahlia Sin, Kimura Hall, Rock'em Sakura, and Joey J all get way more screen time and get to show off so much more of what they brought than the early boots of previous seasons got to. It also highlights the early competition threats. Setting 4 queens up as major threats this early leads to a lot of storyline potential down the road and puts even more pressure on them to continue slaying. Everything about this twist works, even on season 13 when it's not a shocking reveal like it was on season 12. It's a good way of giving us more time with the queens while also keeping the competition interesting and progressing forward. Moving on to our number 4 worst twist, it is the random twist of bringing back a queen for no reason. Carmen Carrera, Kenya Michaels, Art Simone, they all get brought back on their respective seasons for basically no reason. If queens are going to return, we want to see them fight for it. Bringing these queens back with no explanation and no competition just feels lackluster, and it reeks of production interference, especially with Art Simone, but we've talked at length about that on this channel. There are so many fun ways to make the eliminated queens fight for their spot back. Just giving it to them feels lazy and boring. Moving on, our number 3 best twist also involves returning queens, but it gets it so right. It is the Lalaparuza from All Stars 4. Returning queens on All Stars was nothing new at this point, but by introducing this new and fun format for bringing an eliminated queen back, it made the twist even better. This twist forced 4 of the remaining queens in the competition to lip sync against an eliminated queen in order to fight for their spot in the competition. Now, if the eliminated queen beat them in the lip sync, they take their spot in the competition. Now, this could have been a majorly confusing mess that, ruined Wikipedia track record charts everywhere, but all of the queens still in the competition stay, and Latrice also gets a spot back in the competition. It wouldn't have felt very, fair for a queen to lose the spot she earned throughout the episodes because of one lip sync, so I think that this twist actually works better with the fact that no one gets sent home. But we do get that fun fake-out moment with Monique, which also just makes the episode fun and exciting. We got the iconic adrenaline lip sync, and it solved an issue a lot of people have with All Stars, which is we only see the queens who do the best in the competition lip sync. So if a queen is an amazing lip syncer, but isn't winning challenges, the audience is robbed of seeing another performance from her. We've seen it with Chi Chi DeVayne, we saw it with Kennedy Davenport on All Stars 3 somewhat. Each queen on the season gets their lip sync moment, and it was generally just a fun and exciting episode of television. And that's what makes for a good twist. You know what makes for a bad twist? Switching things up in the finale without ever letting the queens know ahead of time. Our number 3 worst twist is the jury on All Stars 3. Now, this twist doesn't suck just because it knocked fan favorite Shangela out of the competition. It sucks because it was basically set up for the queens who did the best in the competition to get sidelined at the very end. Producers knew what they were doing with this twist and knew it would likely cause a lot of controversy. And as we say on this channel all the time, controversy means more people talking about your show, which brings in more viewers. So, sorry, BB. Shangela and BB were the obvious top two of All Stars 3, based on who was in the Final Four, and the fact that they both get cut here by a jury of the queens that they helped eliminate just stings hard, and it really just doesn't make sense. The twist really does punish queens who were doing the best in the competition and sent the most queens home. And that just doesn't make sense to me, and for a twist to be good, it needs to make sense, so this one sucks. Back to the good twists, we have number 2, and that is the All Stars rules. Well, the ones from seasons 2, 3, and 4 anyways. Making the queens send each other home on All Stars changed Drag Race forever and has caused so many iconic moments. Dayla eliminating herself, Alaska eliminating Tatiana, Alyssa eliminating Fifi, Naomi Manilaing Manila. The list goes on and on. This twist has brought upon some of the best moments ever for this franchise and made All Stars a much more interesting, cutthroat, and controversial show to watch. What more could you ask for in a twist? Now, this next one leaves a lot to be desired. It is the lip sync premiere from season 13, and it's number 2 on my list of worst twists. The twist had a lot of potential. It really did. Only one thing needed to change for it to probably be deemed as successful, and that was for Elliott with 2 T's to actually be sent home because of it. But because she doesn't and she gets brought back immediately, the whole thing feels pointless and like a waste of time and a waste of an episode. Basically, the season 13 queens had to lip sync for their lives the second they entered the workroom. The losers of these lip syncs then had to vote one of themselves out, and they vote out Elliott. But she doesn't really go home, so really, what was the point except to traumatize these queens? A good twist has a lasting effect on the season and feels like it has weight behind it. This one was neither of those things, and it made the first episode feel very redundant for no reason. It set season 13 off in a weird direction that upset fans, but like I said, if Elliott had really gone home, I think it would have left fans a bit gagged and would have been better received in hindsight. Now it's time to unveil the best twist in Drag Race history. And I think this is going to be pretty controversial among you all, but hear me out. I chose the lip sync for The Crown, which was first debuted in season 9 and has also been seen in seasons 10, 11, and 13. This twist did, I think, 2 major things for this franchise as a whole. It gave it probably the most iconic moment of all time, Sasha's wig reveal. This may be the defining image of this entire franchise. But it also fixed the finale. Finales always felt so boring. The queens would do a little performance, or they would just sit and talk with RuPaul. It was very anticlimactic, and it felt like a waste of time since producers probably already picked out their winner beforehand. The lip sync for The Crown made the finales a true moment. The gay bars are packed. Everyone is surrounding their TVs at watch parties. Twitter is blowing up. And whether it's good, like Sasha's flower petals, or Evie's second head reveal, or it's terrible, like Asia's butterflies, everyone is talking about it for weeks afterwards. And that is the best thing a twist can do, create a lasting impact. It might not always work. Season 10's version was a flop, and Season 13's left a lot to be desired, but in the hands of the right queens, it can be incredible. Season 9 and Season 11 are perfect examples of this. I hope that they never get rid of this twist. I really do. It's dramatic. It's so much better than any finale format the show has tried previously. And like I said, it creates a big moment, which is exactly how a season should end. Alright, if you're done cursing me out in the comments about how wrong I am, let's discuss the number 1 worst twist of all time. And this is one I think we all can agree on. It is the team twist from All Stars 1. Talk about a twist really killing a season. Almost completely killing a series. All Stars was on hiatus for 4 years after the atrocity that was All Stars 1, and it is all thanks to the team twist. Producers really got 12 of the most iconic, talented, and beloved queens and gave them the worst twist in Drag Race history. Pairing them up and making them compete as a duo made absolutely no sense. And it obviously just came from the necessity to have a shorter season. But, I mean, you can listen to me rant more about this in my Riggery of All Stars 1 video here. This twist sucks the life out of the season. And because it was so crucial to literally the whole season, lasts basically the entire time, it hands down has to be the worst twist of all time. Yeah, the others suck too, but they usually were like a one episode deal, not tainting the entirety of a season. Well, there's my list. What are yours? What are your favorite and your least favorite twists of all time? Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? I want to hear your guys' opinions. As always, I want to say thank you to my wonderful, incredible, iconic patrons. And here are the handles to all of my social media accounts, as well as the link to my Patreon. Well, it has been a very hard day of solving the mystery of which producer Elliot had to pay off to stick around after being eliminated twice. This video gave me PTSD, but hopefully in the upcoming seasons we get some more fun twists, some more good twists. And as we see, maybe bring back one of these twists that didn't do well and do it right like they did with the Lipstick Assassin. Who knows? I'm sure we're going to keep getting them, and I'm sure they're going to get more and more crazy and convoluted, but we're all in it together, and I will keep discussing them on this channel. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.